Right, last week I made a response to the brilliant expat Taffy.
Idiot, pattern from head to toe, idiot, earrings, nose rings, a stupid idiot, this nigger, grossly disfigured, creepy, moron, idiot, a stupid idiot, idiot.
And it turns out he's about as brilliant as a snooze button on a smoke alarm. And in that video, I said this. There's a hell of a lot more to Taff's video, so if this video does well, or if enough of you ask me in the comments below, we'll make a part 2. And it turns out that you lot really want to see part 2, so let's do it. Please subscribe. Right, so we left Taff at the end of part 1 of this video contemplating whether the image AS11-40-5969 was a picture of the Incredible Hulk on the moon. No, honestly.
I still say it's an image of the Incredible Hulk.
Told you, didn't I?
There you are, Creepy. You're now starting to see the technique of the brilliant expat Taffy when analysing photos.
And just in case you didn't see my first response to expat Taffy, I thought it would be fun to keep track on how many times he insulted me instead of actually debunking anything I said. Not sure if I'd call it a technique, Taff, but we can definitely see you analysing the photographs. AS11-40-5969 was taken by accident, Taff, as the transcript shows us. Neil is removing the Hasselblad magazine so he can attach it to the first rock box, the one containing the bulk sample for transfer up to the cabin. And with regard to the last two frames, 5969, the one you're talking about, and 5970, that fuzzy dark area on the left is the left side of Neil's spacesuit, and not the Incredible Hulk. Sorry, Taff. Anyway, I'll leave the transcript in the description below in case anyone fancies a read. Yeah, I mean you, Taff. Read it and weep.
Step 1. Check if it's been photoshopped. Step 2. Brighten up the photo. Because if there's any inserted clues by the whistleblowers, that's when they will get exposed, because they like to hide clues in dark areas and in shadows. And there you have a typical example
of you looking at a photograph from NASA and going, aha, it looks fake to me. Yeah, we know, Taff, you haven't got to keep repeating yourself.
So we got the green man just now, because I look at the photo and say, it's fake, and the green man appeared.
There is no green man, Taff. It's all in your imagination. It's just pareidolia. I've got to ask you though, and I'm not sure if I asked you this in the first video, why do you insist on using the low resolution version of these images? Why don't you just do what anybody with an iota of honesty would do and download the high resolution pictures which are available on Flickr? Because if you try to brighten those up, something very different happens, Taff, as I showed in the last video.
The green man is there because the brilliant expat Taffy used his brains and knew where to find it. You didn't, idiot. Okay folks, let's get back to this photo here now, AS11-44-6574. And, as I've shown, it's photoshopped. Now folks, before the brilliant expat Taffy reveals his technique for detecting fake Apollo photos, let me play this again because I can't believe what I hear with this idiot, because I've got him by the bollocks.
I've told you before, Taff, you may be able to get away with that sort of thing in Thailand, but over here in Wales, I know you left a long time ago, but that sort of thing doesn't happen. You leave my bollocks alone. Photo, show your complete lack of understanding, call it fake, and then laugh like a demented garden gnome. Okay,
I had to repeat that then because as I said, I couldn't believe what I'm hearing with that idiot. Now, a brilliant expat Taffy is now going to reveal his technique for detecting fake photos.
Hang on a second, one of us is going senile, Taff, and I'm only 51, so...
Number 1, check if it's been photoshopped. And there you can see, folks, there's that photo. It's supposed to be the Apollo 11 orbiting the moon, and as you can see, it's been photoshopped. Well, what about that, Creepy? So I just look at the photo, say it's fake, and that's it.
But that's exactly what you just did. Surely even you can see that.
And so far, I've revealed the green man, a black shadow, brightening up to green, and now I've revealed the photo is photoshopped when going around the moon.
Taff, look, let me speak to you one Welsh bloke to another, because you are my fellow countryman after all. Listen, I accused you of just looking at a picture and saying, see, it looks fake. And you then proceeded to do exactly that in a vain attempt to prove me wrong, when in reality all you did was just backed up exactly what I've accused you of doing.
You've got a lot more coming, Creaky. The next thing I do is brighten up the photo.
You don't know that much about photography, Taff, do you? There's only one thing that brightening a photograph does. And I don't want to shock you or anything, but the one thing brightening a photograph does is brighten the photograph. It doesn't reveal any hidden data. It doesn't turn shadows green, unless of course you're using low resolution images like you do. It just brightens up the photo.
And as you've seen with the green man, it reveals data. And this idiot states later on, there's no value in brightening up the photo at all.
I didn't say there's no value in brightening the photo up at all. If you want a brighter photo, that is.
You're going to see what that stupid idiot is again later on. Let me brighten it up for you.
What we are seeing is the Apollo 11 lunar module after separation. At 1:47 PM EDT on July 20th, 1969, the lunar module carrying Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin. Wait, his real name's Edwin?
What you were seeing? No. It's not what you're seeing, it's what you've been told.
Come on, have I accidentally skipped a huge chunk of his video? Taff, I thought you were going to brighten up that image and turn it green for us.
And you're as sick as shit. I'm sure if I told you shit makes good toothpaste, you'd clean your teeth with it.
Oh, were you waiting for me to laugh or something?
Correct, Creaky. Thanks very much. Here we are, folks. We're back to Expat Taffy's technique of brightening up the photos to detect anomalies. And look what we've got here. We've got some queer white markings at the top. Some balls, looks like some balls. We've got what looks on the right like to be car tires. And most important, we've got light beams from a spotlight catching shiny parts of the limb.
But allow me to point out one thing we haven't got, Taff. The one thing you said unequivocally proves that these images are all Photoshop.
A black shadow brightening up to green.
We've got no green shadows!
And these light beams are impossible in space. You cannot see light beams like that in space where there's no atmosphere.
I've said it before and I will say it again. The lunar module containing Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin. Separated from the command module, Columbia, on board was Michael Collins, who took that photograph through the window. And it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not, Taff. That's why you can see light beams or lens flares.
Okay, nut job. If there's always a reasonable explanation, let's have your explanation for that image outside the limb in space, around the moon, as you claim.
Oh my word, Taff, you really need to hire somebody to edit your videos, mate. I'm going to assume you said, as I claim. Well, no, it's not as I claim. That's just what it is. And I explained it about 20 seconds ago, so rewind the video and watch it again if you didn't hear me. And as I have already said, all the clues are there. I better stop using the word clue though, hadn't I? Otherwise, Taff's going to have a thrombo when he sees this video. And yes, he will see it because he watches everything I do. He's a huge fan.
I watch all of your videos? You're a bloody liar. I've never watched one of your videos.
You do realise you just said that while you're watching one of my videos, Taff, don't you?
The only videos I look at yours is the ones where you, behind my back, try to defame me.
How dare you, sir? When have I ever made a statement that has caused or is likely to cause serious harm to your reputation? Every video you upload does that, Taff, without any input from me. For a statement to be defamatory, Taff, it must refer to the claimant, in this case that would be you, and it must be untrue, which it isn't, because you're a moon landing denier. But if you want me to stop, I will. All you've got to do is ask me. Nicely.
And who the hell would want to be a fan of a bloody creep like you?
Well, as of right now, this very second, there are 80,761 people who would want to be a fan of mine, so...
And like you said, there's a logical explanation for everything, and so far you've given no explanation on any anomaly.
Oh, do you know, I hate having to be the one who corrects people all the time. Yes, I have, Taff. The only thing is that you don't like any of my explanations, but that doesn't make them any the less true.
Now let me show you another one. No, nut job, what about this one? AS16-118-18894. Again, according to NASA, it's supposed to be the LEM orbiting the moon in space. And this time it's the right way up. But you haven't got a human hand outside it, and you haven't got any light beams off any part of this LEM. But this is going to be a test case for you. I can spot 6 errors in this photo that proves it's fake on the Earth, not taken in space around the moon.
Go on then, Taff. Do your worst.
Ah, there isn't any evidence, is there? This is going to be bloody great. This is going to be the nail in your coffin, idiot. Because I can prove every single photo for Apollo is fake.
So why have you never done that then?
And here's a question I put to you time after time. You haven't answered it. And nobody has given an answer. Tell us, when these...
Can't do any more. I've already edited out all your pauses. I can't actually make your video. You could just pick a point and get to it. It was for you. What the hell am I meant to do with that? Taff, I thought you'd had your eyes fixed. What's this question? I really want to know now.
Hey, moron, idiot. How many times do I have to pick a point and get to it and ask you? What's wrong? And not once have you come up with an answer. You're completely baffled in everything. You haven't come up with one explanation. And it's your words, there's got to be a logical or reasonable explanation. Why haven't you given it?
Because you said you were going to ask a question and then played some random footage of me and didn't ask the question, so how am I meant to answer it? I'm not a clairvoyant.
Why don't we get to the point and get on with it?
Please do.
What's the next photo coming up? And let's get on with it. I've asked you at least 20 bloody times a question about this photo which you claim is on the moon. I've asked you a photo at least 20 times. You will not answer it.
Well, if you stop bumping your gums and ask me the question, then maybe I would answer it.
Well, here it is, Creaky. One of the LEMs that have landed. They've unloaded the gear and they've thrown 2 rain sheets over it. A clear one underneath and a white one on top. Now, why would they want to throw rain sheets over gear on the moon? I'm waiting for an answer, Creaky.
Oh, you'll get your answer, Taff, but I'm curious why you haven't included the image reference number on this one. And this image is from Apollo 17, not Apollo 11. But bear with me momentarily. And I'll edit out the momentarily part so that you haven't got to sit there like a turkey watching me.
A few moments later.
Now, you're not going to like my answer, Taff, because it completely contradicts what you think it is. But it's a thermal blanket to protect the equipment from that big shiny thing in the sky.
And I asked you the question, why is it that they threw a rain sheet over all the gear that was unloaded from the LEM? Give me an answer to that.
Well, I just did, Taff. It's a thermal blanket. Now, is there anything else you'd like to add? Because I'm not going to lie, you're starting to bore me now.
I'm still waiting for the answer. As you just said, there is always a simple explanation. Well, give me an explanation for throwing rain sheets over gear on the bloody moon.
I don't think he actually understands how the internet works. This isn't an actual back and forth conversation that I'm making a video about a video you've already made, Taff. You'll have to watch this to get my answer, which I'm not giving you again. And just to clarify things, they wouldn't throw a rain cover over equipment on the moon, which is why they didn't. Now, there's only so much expat taffy I can take in one day, and I just looked at his video and there's still 40 minutes left. What the hell he's talking about is completely beyond me. But it's up to you. If you want a part 3, if you're really that sick in the head, I'll make a part 3. Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Oh, you're still here then. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe even learned something new. If you did, then you'll probably enjoy this video as well. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you all again very soon, or in a few minutes if you do decide to watch this recommended video. Love you, bye.